Hey YouTube, it is May 21st. I just want to do another quick update. This one is going to be a complete garden walkthrough. I'm going to try and do it as quick as I can, considering it's about 7 in the morning. I got to be to work at 8, and my daughter is sleeping in the swing right inside the house. And and hopefully I can get through this quick. So anyway, my rain barrel, doing awesome. I pretty much fill up these buckets so that way the rain barrel has more room. I have my compost tea bin. It's a 20-gallon bucket. Pretty much this is what, whenever I have to water, this is what I water with, plus I do it once a week. I spread this on my plants. I just pretty much have it constantly running, so every single time I need it, then I can just dip this coffee container in. I put it inside of my watering can, and I go around and I just water from the top. I don't really think it matters too much since it's rainwater that I'm watering from the top. I just put compost bags, molasses, unsulfured molasses, and some fish fertilizer. So pretty much once I water everything, this gets down to about a quarter, maybe about 5 gallons left. So then I pour 2 of these buckets in it to refill it, add a little bit more molasses, add a little bit more fish fertilizer, and call it a day. So anyway, it works real good for me. So anyway, you're gonna see a lot of new things, like containers wise, and that is because PJ Bridges challenged people to do a new project in their garden for under $50. So I'll explain how I was able to get all this for under $50 in a minute. I'm gonna do that last though. So here we go. I have a blueberry plant, which you guys have seen. My Brussels sprouts in the back are doing better now. They were looking pretty bad because just the cabbage worms were destroying them. So I sprayed BT on them, and it really seemed to help. I need to spray it again. It's been over a week, but I don't know if you can tell, everything is wet. It rains every single day, and I just don't have, it won't stick. So my butter crunch lettuce is going to seed. My romaine is going to seed. My onions are looking good. They are all bulbing up for the most part, just little by little. Like I said, I'm going to come back to my containers. My strawberries are just looking massive. There's so much growth on them. I'm just letting them go. I'm turning the runners back inside just to help produce more plants, and it's really working out pretty good for me. Over here is I have 3 Anaheim pepper plants, which are all doing good. I have the strings here. They're not tight yet. They're not wrapped. I just ran out of time. So I have 3 Anaheims. I have these front 2 peppers are red chili, and then the back one is a giant jalapeno. This middle one and the one behind it is Marconi. The one in the front wasn't supported, and it fell over and died, pretty much. These are Corno di something. I've been told they're kind of like a cowhorn pepper. So I have 2 of those, and then a cayenne pepper in the front. In the back, as you can see, I have tomato plants. I am not buying store-bought tomato plants anymore. I am only going to do the seed ones, whether that means I got to do 40 of them to make sure I get enough. It doesn't really matter. But if you look at the difference between these 2, cherry tomato plants that I bought from the store, and this massive 4-foot one that is my heirloom variety that I grew from seed, it doesn't even compare. And to top it off, this one, I had a huge sucker on it, and I have some friends that are wanting to start a garden that I'm helping them with, so I ended up taking the sucker off, and I put it in some compost tea right over there. It's been in there for about 3 days, and it's just doing wonderful. It's about 2 feet tall, and not to be sidetracked too much, but I thought this was pretty cool from this morning. It actually has a flower on it. It did not have this before. So anyway, this is my first time rooting a sucker. Alright, so And this one on the right is a gypsy tomato. Let me see if I can show you. Look at how big that stalk is. It is literally the size of my thumb. Like, here's a... I got a big thumb, which is not focusing. Whatever, you get the point. It's funny, right? My potato bucket, my cucumbers in the back. I have pickle bush on the left. I have Sumters on the right, which are just doing awesome. They're about a foot tall now. I have, let me see, these are all the ones that I grew from seed. I have yellow bell peppers on the left. I have green bell peppers in the second from the left. I have a regular bell pepper right here. I had a regular one there, it died, and I had a yellow bell right here, but it died too. So this is actually a Tabasco plant that I just picked up. And then these three are just jalapeno plants with a random Swiss chard plant that decided to come up. So I'm just letting it go. I'll use it in some juice. My raspberry plant, my potato, which is starting to yellow. Hopefully that means it's about time to go. I have my Rutgers tomatoes, my Brandywine tomatoes. These were all store-bought. Mine, I made a lot of mistakes when I was doing my seeds, starting with my lighting and just in general, so it didn't really pan out too well for me, but it's going to be a lot better next year, so it only gets better. So my right row is sweet banana peppers. The next one, the back two is serrano, and the front is a hot banana pepper. This row, second from the left, is Black Beauty eggplant, and the left row is purple bell. So there's those. This is the potato bucket that I thought died because I put the grass clippings on it. It pretty much soaked my potatoes and killed the stalk. So I took all that off. It ended up coming back. I put just a little bit of soil compost on it, and it's doing all right. I have my basil, which I have harvested a couple times, kale, oregano right down here, a marigold plant, my rosemary, my cilantro is done. It didn't really taste that great the last time it started to bolt. I cut the center stalks off, tried to still use it, but also my Brandywine is producing tons of buds now. I'm really looking forward to this. So I got lots of flowers all over the place. This one's kind of pinched. Yeah. Alright. And it's just doing awesome. I was cutting all the buds off my peppers, my tomatoes, everything. That's why I really don't have any substantial fruit yet, but it's really going to be doing good in a little bit. So I'm just going to start letting it go. Hopefully everything paid off by doing that. Come back to that. My soybeans are in the back, which I'm pushing to the back netting in hopes that it'll be able to climb the trellis. This, if you remember my beans, I really don't know what happened. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. They all do this on the first leaves, and then they pop out with some better leaves coming, so I'm kind of just letting them go. I don't know what happened though, because I planted them all at the same time. These ones, there's barely anything. And over here, it's pretty thick, including under my squash plant. So we'll see. My sugar snap peas are just loaded. It's so awesome, man. I get so excited about this in particular because of the last fall. My plant just took over this entire thing. The plant was huge for sugar snap peas. I had it up there for like, I don't know, it seemed like 5 months. Nothing happened. I could not get a single sugar snap pea. And now I've been getting these since it was only a foot tall. It's just loaded with them. I'm so excited about these. And they taste really good. So my squash plant is doing good. I have a little one trying to form. Cabbage and broccoli down there. It's all doing good. Nothing really new with that. I have my lettuce. I have lettuce, onions, basil, spinach, onions, and now let's get to the new stuff really quick. I have all these containers are new. They are all because somebody that I know ended up moving, and they were going to get rid of all these barrels. And these things are awesome. They have so much character to them. There's a total of 4 of them throughout, and plus all of these pots, which they all have decorative sides on them. Yeah, they're like chipped and everything, but honestly, I really like the look. It's kind of just more like a rustic look. So here's what I did. Here is part of my $50 challenge of what I did new, and I'll tell you how much I spent after. I put these barrels in. This one right here has loofah, in which case I ran a board up. This is 8 feet tall. And over on the other side next to my shed, I have another one. It has the same exact thing. 2 flowers, 2 loofah, which I'm going to run up to the top. And then I'm going to connect it with a rope, and because I've seen how beautiful the flowers are from a loofah plant. And I'm going to vine it up, and hopefully it'll meet somewhere in the middle. I don't know if it'll get that long. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Or if it gets too big and it blocks out the light, I'll trim it back. But it's just going to be a fun experiment. We'll see how it goes. So hopefully you guys will watch that one with me. So I have that. Over here, I have my lemon head sunflowers, which when I planted these over here, they were all maybe 10 inches tall. And now this one is about 2 feet tall. I'm really excited about that. As you can see, I have this bamboo here because I'm actually going to be planting green beans in here in hopes to have them climb up the sunflowers, climb up the bamboo, and then ultimately I'm going to put string connecting it to this post. So we'll see how that one goes. Over on this side, I actually already planted the beans about a week ago, which they have all pretty much come up. And then I just used some of my bamboo to make a teepee. So my sunflowers are doing great. Alright, with my containers, we'll start. Oh, also this isn't part of the $50 challenge, but here is my sugar baby watermelons finally doing some. I'm actually going to put these in a pot because I found that over here, my squash that I pulled out, when I transplanted into here and pulled it out of my path, instead of the roots going down because the soil was harder, going down because of the clay, instead they turned and went sideways into the mulch, which they don't grow very good that way. So they were very small, especially because those were planted the same time this big massive one was. So it all tells you about the soil. As long as the soil is good. MHP Gardener said yesterday, or I saw a video yesterday, saying you can plant a 10-cent plant in $10 soil and it'll succeed, but if you plant a $10 plant in 10-cent soil, it'll fail. It's all about the soil. He said he's heard that from somebody else. It's a saying that I guess had been around for a long time, but it really is so true. So I'm going to transplant this into a bucket and really hope that it does something. Alright, this one is new, in which case I planted Swiss chard. It's just a rainbow organic variety. Planted Swiss chard there. And then these are all I've had, but this one is new, which I have planted salvia. One there, and then radishes between. These, I planted petunias around the edge, and these are mammoth sunflowers, the Russian sunflowers. In that one and this one, and I already know they're not going to be able to stand in these pots. These pots are only maybe 14 inches wide on the top, and they narrow down. So I know the wind is going to catch them. I know that it's going to tip them over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one in front of my front post on both sides. That way I can kind of rope it to the post, and when the sunflower gets tall, because like they get 12 feet tall, I've been told, I can kind of strap it to my crossbar just to help support it. And honestly, that's going to be stinking awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. So I got zucchini in this one, which I need to thin this. I got 3 of them coming out. Actually, you know what? Let me do it real quick. I'm just pinching it off. I know you can pull it sometimes too, but honestly, I don't like doing that because it disturbs the roots of the one that I want to keep. Here is the same thing, petunias and mammoth sunflower. My squash, which I transplanted, but these pots are part of the new challenge. This is another zucchini. Back here I have an okra, and okra, which this one's coming out. So overall, everything is really doing good. The front isn't really too much different, but I just wanted to tell you, I am so happy with all this. Ever since it's been about 5 weeks, I'm going to put a link to my other video with the bone meal and blood meal. Ever since I put that on though, everything has just exploded. Everything is super green, besides my potato plants, of course, because they're just getting ready for harvest. But like, look at these leaves. They are just super green, super healthy. I'm just so excited about this. I find so much enjoyment with this, especially when I'm able to build new things, like, because I have a construction background and now I have a desk job. So I just enjoy being able to work with my hands so much. So here is my garden update on the $50 challenge. All I had to pretty much buy was the soil to fill these. I did buy some petunias, which was like a 6-pack for $1.50. So I bought, I think, 3 packs between all of the ones that I had, and I bought these 2 salvia plants. And I already had the seeds, so I ended up buying quite a few buckets or bags of compost and everything. But here is my update. It ended up costing me probably about $45. I still have to string up these ones to tighten them. I have to wrap the plants, and I have to put string on this one, but I ran out of string. So I need to get more string, or I only have a little bit, so it's not enough. And I really like doing colorful strings. It just makes the garden pop so much more with all the green. So here is my update. I hope you all enjoy it. Really, I completely support blood meal, bone meal. I use Epsom salts. I would really encourage you to do the same. They have just helped my garden grow so much in the past month. So I'm going to put a link below and just check it out. I really say just try it. See what you think. If you haven't already, most people already like it. And PJ, here is my entry into your $50 thing. Or actually, it's not really an entry because it's not really a contest. It's just a challenge. So, but anyway, here is my part of the challenge. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.